Hey Peyton, welcome to your second swing analysis video. Hope you had a chance to watch the first ones, the comparison against the pros. If not, please go back and look at that. And it's got some really good information in there. Helps really build your swing fundamentals, and you can apply it directly to what you see here, and see that what I'm telling you is definitely correct. Anyway, we're going to dive right in. Here is your old swing, or your swing from the first time on the right, and then your swing from just this Saturday on the left. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. We're going to first start by looking at your previous swing, and the things I noted there, I'm going to go ahead and point out again. Sorry for the fence in the way, but it just worked out that way. One thing I want you to notice right off the bat that we talked about is when you go to stride and plant that foot, at this point, when you get to there, your stride should be over, and what should start happening is that your hips should be taking over the swing at this point, and notice that that's not happening here. What you're doing is drifting or sliding through the shot. I want to put a line here. This is about all the further your hips should go when you plant that foot. So I'd like to see you to narrow up a little bit when you start your swing. Start a little narrower so that you've got somewhere to go with your foot, and you can quickly get it down to the ground, bump to that line, and then from there you would want the hips to start taking over at that point. So you wouldn't want to keep sliding through like that, because what happens is you'll notice that as you continue to slide through, what it makes you do is stiffen out this arm super early. And when you stiffen out, let me back up. Actually, what it causes you to do when you slide, it causes your whole body to get pulled forward like this, and that's called a lunge. You're lunging out at the ball. And I said this in the previous video. You'll notice how much your arm stiffens out. It's already like spent right there. So think about it. Try to stand there right now while you watch this and think of how you would swing, how you would turn quickly with your hips and shoulders with your arms that stiff. What you want to do is keep those nice and relaxed. Stay tall. Avoid that lunge at all costs. So in other words, get the foot in the ground, let the hips take over at this point, start turning, stay tall. Your head should be up here still. Notice how far it's dropped. And it drops even further, and then look how far your head has to lunge forward. So that's all that time right there with your eyes that are off the ball. So I would definitely do those things, and then you notice how it's very hard for you to finish because there's no belt buckle turn. Look how your back foot, a key sign is that this back foot doesn't turn, it just slides, and that's because of a combination of things. It's because your front leg is not straightening out. Right there, your front leg should be straightened out at this point. And the reason it would be straightened out is because your belt buckle had cranked and your leg would have had to have come along for the ride. So keep note of those things. Let's jump back over to the left and see how it looks different compared to the first time. Notice right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and put this line at the top and show you how tall you are to start with in your stance and how low you get because you're lunging. That is a good over a foot of movement in your head. Now think how hard that is to track a moving object when your head is moving that far. So stay tall, get that foot in the ground, so you're not really doing a stride, you're just sliding with your feet. You need to literally pick that foot up, start narrower, pick that foot up, get it to the ground. At this point, start cranking the belt buckle. That'll cause you to stay tall. Stay tall. It'll keep you from lunging down like that. And as hard as you're hitting the ball already, if you make these little adjustments, stay tall, avoid that lunge, I'm telling you, your feet will quiet down. You won't have, notice how your feet are hopping. Think about how hard it is to spin through something if your feet are losing contact with the ground. You want to be firmly into the ground so that you can spin around yourself. When you're sliding and dancing like that, that's going to be very hard to do, right? So that's a lot of motion in your swing. I'd like to see that cut completely down. Just stay tall, plant, hips take over, shoulders take over, and go. But keep up the good work. You're already hitting it hard. You clean these things up, man, you're going to really be killing it.